Hey guys, I'm back again, and today I have for you my wrap up of July and August. It's not a lot of books, but for me, it's good. July, I read 3 books, and because I had a lot of work on, and then in August, I was on holiday, and I read 4 books. I wanted to read more, but it just was not possible. Too much stuff was going on. So I read 7. That's good for me. I'm happy. The first book I read, which was J. California Cooper's A Piece of Mine. And you know how much I love J. California Cooper. This is a short story collection which revolves mostly around the idea of women and their men, and basically how their men somehow try to fit them in these little boxes and not let them progress, and how these women cope with these different situations. Very, very excellent read. Super short, as you can see, but well worth the read, because J. California Cooper has this way of writing and giving you advice all at the same time, and it's fantastic. So pick it up if you haven't read any J. California Cooper. Next, I read Daughter, which I did a review on this that you saw just recently. I love this. 5 stars. Definitely pick this one up. It is very, very interesting read. Very, very well written. Just go and click below on the review here on YouTube, or you can read my review that I did on my blog. Then last but not least, in July, I picked up this, which was The Swimming Pool Library by Alan Hollinghurst. This is the first Hollinghurst I've read. This is a novel about a guy whose name is Will, and Will is from the upper class, and he is filthy rich and a bit of a whore. And he spends a lot of time, picking up guys here and there and having a good time and having no worries. As the story progresses, he one day saves an older gentleman who is in a public toilet, probably trying to pick up another guy, and he has like sort of like a heart attack or something, and Will comes to this guy's rescue. He does CPR and saves this man, and they somehow become friends. As the story progresses, a whole bunch of stuff happens, and eventually the story is sort of like a parallel between a diary that Will is reading of somebody who wants him to write about this person's life, and his life, everything that's going on with him, is playing out at the same time. So you get a good parallel of gay life today as before the gay revolution. It was, I thought, extremely interesting. I felt extremely authentic from what I know about gay life, but I don't know that much about gay life. I have some gay friends. I thought what was the most genius about the book was the writing style. Hollinghurst is a fantastic writer. He really does know how to go about saying things, writing dialogue, the whole thing. It's just so well written. That's the first thing that jumped out at me, was his writing style. Snarky, and it's just fantastic. I really like this one. I gave it, I think, 4 stars. You should definitely pick it up if you're looking to read LGBTQ type literature. This is a very good place to start. Next, we have the month of August, and I began reading Yoko Ogawa's Revenge, and I read this one when I was in Germany, and I thought this was pretty good too. I gave this one 4 stars. It is a collection of short stories, a bit on the macabre side, but extremely interesting, and I love these covers. These are vintage book covers. I really like them. But you basically have this sort of mishmash of short stories that sort of link to each other in a way. but very creepy and extremely interesting. So I picked this one up and read it quite quickly because it is short. It worked in really well during my holiday in Germany because then I could read like one story at a time at different moments, and it was perfect. Great ending. Really, really good, this one. If you haven't tried Ogawa, I would say start with this one, not with the Hotel Iris. Next, I picked up I Let You Go, which I will put here. I read it on ebook, and it was a thriller, and I thought it was actually pretty good considering it is compared to The Girl on the Train, and it's also being compared to Gone Girl. Gone Girl I can't compare to because I didn't read it. The Girl on the Train I did read, and I thought that I Let You Go was much better written, and the story was a lot more interesting. That's just me. It had a lot of realistic moments in the book, a lot of psychology, and just it was good. I would say pick it up. It's 3 stars. I gave it 3 stars. The writing was a lot better than The Girl on the Train ever could be. That's for sure. So if you're looking for something that's a light read, but easy to read, that could be read quickly, definitely pick up I Let You Go. Then next, I picked up Stand Your Ground. Now, Stand Your Ground is a story by Victoria Christopher Murray. Now, this is the first Murray that I have read. I know she is very popular in the African American community, but this is actually my debut with her. And unfortunately, I didn't like this book. And one of the main reasons why I didn't like it is because it was not well written. I'm sorry, I have to be honest. There were typos. I read it on ebook, so maybe that was the reason why there were typos. I don't know. But I found typos, and I found that the writing was a subpar because, I don't know how many times I'm going to hear that somebody's stomach is grumbling. But when I hear it once, fine. When I hear it 10 times, no. You need to go back and look at the thesaurus and try to find something else to say the stomach is grumbling, okay? And then, all of these other ways of saying he said or she said, trying to replace them with other things, just isn't necessary. But anyway, be that as it may, the storyline is basically a young black boy has a confrontation with a white man. The young boy is parked in front of this white man's house with his white girlfriend in the car. The white man comes up assuming that there's something going wrong, and he says something that was, not so nice to the black kid. The black kid gets out. Next thing you know, this white man shoots this black kid dead. Okay, so as I'm telling you this story, you're probably, thinking, okay, Stand Your Ground. The story I just told you, thinking, yeah, I think I've heard this before. Trayvon Martin. Okay, I think this story she wanted to write in response to that whole Stand Your Ground thing. I get what she wanted to do. I just don't think she did it very well. As far as the storyline, it was a bit predictable. And not only that, I found that the characters were not developed enough for me. If I compare it to Daughter, totally different story, the way it was put together, and the writing was extremely good. And if I put these two books next to each other, Stand Your Ground unfortunately just doesn't hold up. I'm not really sure why people rate this 4 or 5 stars, because it didn't feel very much emotion as I was reading the book. But anyway, that's just me. Last but not least, I picked up The Green Road, which was my first Man Booker long list reading, and I didn't really like it that much. I found that it was okay. I did a review on that. I'll link both of them below, my YouTube review and my book blog review. But yeah, at the moment I am trying to finish up Sleeping on Jupiter, and I will have a review up of that as soon as I am done. So that is all that I read in July and August. I am, like I said, reading Sleeping on Jupiter, and I'm also reading Brief History of Seven Killings at the same time. So you will have some more Man Booker Prize long list reviews coming shortly. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. Comment below if there's anything you want to talk about concerning the books that I just told you that I read. If if you disagree with me, that's fine. Let's talk about it. Hit me up below.